What's going on, my fish friends? We're back at it again, another video. Been a day or two or something like that. I don't really time or schedule videos, I just do them now. So we're in the fish room. Our last video was about our failure of how we pretty much set up the fish room and how we processed our tanks and how I escaped the beta bulls. Yeah. So here goes beta bull number 1. How it's looking right now. Number 2. Fish tanks. They just got fed. So they're eating. Look at that one. Let's see if we can catch. There you go. Right there eating them flakes. Check the snails out. The algae wafer, literally right there on the plant. They smell it, but they also gonna eat the flakes that hit the floor. So I know I said I was gonna make a video about feeding my fish and what types of food and so on and so forth, but I'm not ready for that video. I gotta get myself some supplies to be able to make that video. But this video really has no purpose, at least this part. I've been doing my videos lately in chunks, so like right now I'm just doing a 2-minute video of pretty much just showing you the tank, talking about what my last video was and what would I be doing going forward. So I've been putting a lot of thought inside of into how I'm going to design the fish room when it starts to go under construction. Where would I be putting tanks? How would I be setting them up? And my biggest thing is tank size. The smaller I go, the more fish I can keep. But the smaller the fish I will have to keep. The bigger I go, the more fish I can keep, and the bigger the fish I can keep. But I don't have much space because I'm splitting the basement with my girlfriend. She's taking one side of the basement, I'm taking the other side. My side, of course, is much bigger, but she's taking her side for her businesses, and I'm taking this side for my business. Because eventually I'm going to get back into breeding and selling fish and making my own fish foods and selling it, and everything else that goes with that. So before, I made my own fish food, I fed my fish their own fish food, and I sold that fish food. I also had filters, lights, sponge filters, all types of things that I sold, gadgets, tanks. I sold tanks. I did tank setups for people. So like I had customers, I go to their house, set up a tank like that or something, you know. I had a lot of that. I did a lot of that. But with moving and the coronavirus slowed everything down completely. So I'm pretty much starting over from scratch, even like merch, clothing. Well, I'm not wearing like my merch today. I'm wearing this old t-shirt I have. But with that said is, I just brought another 29-gallon tank. I really don't have a purpose for it. Let me show you it. It's right here. It's bigger than my other 229s and it's taller than my other 229s. It's a different dimension. I haven't took the size just yet. It's upside down so that it won't get too dusty. And I have it covered with the famous SpongeBob towel so that it just won't get too dusty. The rest of the basement is pretty much storage, some paint, posters and so on and so forth. So what is the goal? I was gonna do the big 3-stack shelf tank stands. I no longer kind of want to do that because of spacing and probably how hard it's going to be to do the water changes and how high am I selling it from my floor. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm kind of thinking about 40 breeders. They're common tanks. You breed in them. People use them for hospital tanks or quarantine tanks, so on and so forth. They're easy to maintain. They're not too big. They're not too small. I'm thinking really, I could probably fit 3 40-gallon tanks along this wall over here. So along this wall, I could probably fit 3 40-gallon tanks. Right? And then where I'm sitting maybe 2 50-gallon tanks or 55s, because I have a 55-gallon tank at my mother's house still, right where I'm sitting. And then right up under that window, the rack of 10 gallons, maybe 3 10 gallons. And over there where I showed you the other tank, I could probably do another 4 or 5 racks of maybe some 29-gallon tanks, because I really like the 29-gallon tank. It's the tank that I'm favoring for the last several months. They come in all different shapes, sizes, heights, and they just work out well. I'm not a fan of the 10 gallons, even though I have one right now holding 2 fish that shouldn't be in there. They should go in this tank until I can get the 55 gallon here. The process is taking longer than what it should have. But in the end, it will all work out. Because if you look at this tank right now, the water is not even leveled. It's higher on this side than it is this side due to the ground. And I showed you the ground before. It's like this rocky cement. They did a very poor job of leveling the floor. Whatever was left, they tossed over there. But the house was cheap, the taxes was cheap, and majority of everything works. The upstairs looks really nice, really amazing. The red bedrooms are big, so the basement was the only downfall. So, what do you guys think once we get everything running the way it should, meaning the floor flattening, the wall flattening, paint goes up, all of that good stuff? What size tank should I carry? What type of stand should I carry? I've been going with metal stands. That's what's been going in my head. But I can make my own stands. I can do a wooden stand, so on and so forth. Let me know. Let me know what you think. I want to give a quick update. I just gained an additional 100+ subscribers, so I want to thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. I didn't think my channel would grow at all. I didn't think it would get anywhere. But we're pushing almost 600 subscribers. So I want to do something big. I wanted to do something when I hit 5, but it just happened. I woke up and boom, it was 5 something. And I was just like, whoa, bro. And now we're just like, what's the next step for my channel? So I think 600, which I'm really close to. 600. My son has a tank, 6.5 I think it is, sitting in his room. He wants to get some tanks, a tank, and some fish. So I'm going to be setting that up in his room. I think I'm going to show the scape of me doing that and probably let him pick the stuff out. Let him kind of customize the tank to where it looks good and is beneficial for the fish. That's what we're going to do for number 10. Let me know what you guys think about that and what type of fish you would like to put in that tank, or other things like shrimps and so on and so forth. But it has to be something a 7-year-old can maintain and take care of, which we both know it's not going to happen, but we're going to see what happens.